Barry White was a legendary personality whose love songs and soul-stirring voice have left an everlasting mark on the history of music. In 2003, individuals all around the world expressed their sorrow at his passing. New talks have been ignited as a result of a film that went viral not too long ago, which challenges what we believed we understood about his tragic death. Hello everyone, welcome back to Rumor Spill. This video gives Barry White's story a new lease on life by illuminating aspects of his journey that many people might not have been aware of. The footage in question is a demonstration of an interaction that took place between Barry White and Conan O'Brien on an episode of The Late Night with Conan O'Brien, a program that kept viewers engaged from 1993 until 2009 with its unique combination of comedic moments, interviews with famous people, and musical performances. While offering insights into his musical impact, his one-of-a-kind approach to performance, and the development of his trademark voice, White is animated and captivating throughout the film. This moment serves to bring to our attention the significant influence that Barry White had on the world of music and culture. There are numerous honors that Barry White has received over his career, including Grammy Awards and inductions into various music halls of fame. His music went beyond the confines of disco and soul, capturing the essence of passion and the force of voice in addition to transcending those bounds. White struggled with his personal life, notably with his health, despite the fact that he had achieved massive achievements. Obesity and the issues that come along with it cast a lengthy shadow over his life, impairing his well-being and ultimately contributing to the circumstances that surrounded his passing. White's weight problem, which was already challenging owing to his upbringing and genetics, became much more intractable as a result of his profound love of eating. In spite of these challenges, his career as a musician developed, but so did his struggle with an overwhelming addiction to eating. His health was put under a significant amount of stress as a result of this addiction, which resulted in serious illnesses such as high blood pressure and the possibility of developing diabetes. White's life was significantly adversely impacted as a result of these health problems, which led to substantial setbacks in both his personal and professional lives. There was never a moment when Barry White's determination wavered in spite of these obstacles. Due to the fact that he had a deep affection for both music and his audience, he continued to play. His farewell tour was a demonstration of his unrelenting dedication to his trade, despite the fact that he was experiencing health problems. However, the physical demands of performance took their toll, and in 2002, White's health began to rapidly deteriorate, which ultimately led to his being admitted to the hospital for kidney failure. His already fragile health state was further complicated by the fact that the hunt for a kidney donation was riddled with problems. The music of Barry White was a source of solace and happiness for a great number of people throughout his whole life. A position in the annals of music history was earned by him as a result of his deep voice and love ballads that spoke to the heart. It is important to note that his journey was not devoid of challenges. White had to overcome a number of obstacles on his way to being famous, beginning with his childhood in Galveston, Texas, and continuing through his ascent to popularity. These obstacles included a turbulent childhood and run-ins with the law. However, throughout his life, he was influenced by these experiences, which ultimately led to a pivotal moment that changed his life toward music. Barry White's early career was characterized by tenacity and a deep-seated love for music, both of which eventually led to his exploration of his artistic potential and development as an artist. The work he did with Love Unlimited and the formation of the Love Unlimited Orchestra were both significant stages in his career. These events demonstrated his ability to combine aspects of soul music, funk music, and orchestral music into a distinctive signature sound. Through his solo career, he further solidified his position as a musical legend by releasing classics that continue to resound with listeners all over the world. Beyond the realm of music, White's effect was widespread. He was revered for his contributions to the music industry as well as his ability to create emotion through his songs, which led to his becoming a cultural icon. His distinctive voice and magnetic demeanor contributed to his recognition. Barry White had the ability to remain true to his craft despite the fact that he was subjected to criticism and had to navigate the complications of celebrity. As a result, he left behind a legacy that continues to inspire and captivate. As we reflect on the life and work of Barry White, we are reminded of the eternal power that music and the human spirit possess. The fact that he was able to overcome challenges and become a famous musician is a demonstration of his tenacity, his enthusiasm, and the transformational power of love and music. Although Barry White's voice may have been stifled at an untimely moment, his legacy continues to endure, reverberating down the generations and serving as a constant reminder of the stunning and intricate nature of the human experience. This section covers the most important aspects of Barry White's life and career, as well as the influence he had on music and the people who followed him. The phrase has been rephrased to preserve a natural and human-like tone, ensuring that it is an original expression and avoiding repetition. Additional segments will be required in order to proceed with the rewrite and fulfill the word count that has been requested. Proceed with the following section, shall we?
To continue from where we left off, Barry White's musical journey was not only about his singles that topped the charts. Rather, it was a story of metamorphosis, overcoming adversity, and the universal language of love. White's music had the unique capacity to transcend cultural and generational divides, which resulted in him being a person who was cherished all over the world.
The deep, soulful quality of his voice became linked with romance, which resulted in him being affectionately referred to as the maestro of love. In spite of his renown, White continued to be a figure of mystery, and the music he composed was enriched with additional layers of complexity thanks to the story of his life. From the time he was a little child, Barry Eugene Carter, who was born in Galveston, Texas, was immersed in a world that was filled with the sounds of blues, gospel, and jazz. After relocating to the Watts section of Los Angeles, he was introduced to a thriving music culture, which served as a foundation for his future career in the music industry. This was the place where White began to discover his voice, both in a literal sense and in an artistic sense, through his participation in the church choir and his early explorations with music. White's adolescence was marked by a number of difficulties, including a brief period of involvement in gang activity and a spell in jail that had a profound impact on his life. Despite the fact that they were challenging, these events were extremely important in molding his personality and his musical style. It was during this time that White made the decision to undergo a transformation in his life and devote himself to pursuing his passion for music. His ascension from the struggles of his youth to become one of the most iconic people in the music industry was a direct result of this decision, which marked the beginning of an amazing career that would take him to the top of the music industry. It was during the 1970s that White's career reached a significant turning point. It was around this time that Love Unlimited and the Love Unlimited Orchestra were established, which laid the groundwork for White's subsequent success. White's inventive approach to music was on display in these ventures, which combined deep melodies with sumptuous orchestral arrangements to produce a sound that was not only distinctive but also engaging. His solo career, which began to take off in the middle of the 1970s, helped to establish his position in the world of music. Hits such as Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe, and You're the First, The Last, My Everything were classics that would stand the test of time. Not only did White have a significant impact on the music genres of soul and disco, but he also served as a source of inspiration for subsequent generations of musicians working in a variety of musical environments. In addition to his distinctive voice, he was able to transmit a wide range of feelings through his songs, which left an unforgettable impression on the industry. Music has the ability to unite people, inspire them, and endure, and White's career is a tribute to that power. White continues to develop as an artist during the course of his career, experimenting with new sounds and working with different musicians. His dedication to his profession never faltered, even while the situation in the music industry was constantly shifting. Despite occasionally receiving little attention, his work in the 1980s and 1990s stood out for having the same zeal and inventiveness that had characterized his earlier career. Albums such as The Man Is Back and collaborations with Quincy Jones gave White the opportunity to demonstrate his versatility and his capacity to remain current in an industry that is constantly growing. The persona of Barry White was larger than life, even outside the realm of his music. He was acclaimed not only for his musical abilities, but also for his charming demeanor, which contributed to his status as a cultural hero. His striking appearance and flawless delivery made him a cultural icon. Fans all over the world adored White because he became a symbol of romance and sensuality. White's influence stretched beyond the recording studio and became a symbol of these qualities. As one considers the legacy of Barry White, it becomes abundantly evident that the contributions he made to the fields of music and culture are incalculable. It is a narrative of redemption, passion, and the transformational power of music that he went from living on the streets of Watts to becoming a famous musician all over the world. White's music continues to reverberate with listeners, providing a reminder of the everlasting allure of love songs and the fact that music is a universal language. This belief that music has the capacity to influence lives, inspire, and heal is demonstrated by the life of Barry White, who was a living monument to this idea. White's narrative is a reminder of the resiliency of the human spirit and the unlimited possibilities that exist for those who dare to dream. From his troubled beginnings to his journey to the top of the world music scene, White's story is a testament to the power of the human spirit. Not only does his legacy continue on in the enduring music that he left behind, but it also lives on in the numerous people whose lives he has touched via his art. While we are commemorating the life and accomplishments of Barry White, we are brought back to the realization that a single person may have a significant influence on the entire globe. The depth, emotion, and soul that are hallmarks of his music continue to serve as a source of inspiration for successive generations of musicians and music listeners alike. His voice, his music, and his spirit continue to live on, serving as a permanent testament to the power of love and the enduring legacy of a real musical genius. Barry White may have left us too young, but his legacy will live on forever. Subscribe Rumor Spill for more videos.